Hello YouTube, Cheese Entertainment here, and this is what if Deku had not omniscient. Sorry. I think for a while now I've thought it was called omnipotent reader, but it's something else. But I can't really pronounce the word. Yeah. Anyway, basically, if you don't know what that ability, I call it omnipotent reader. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna call it that from now on. If you don't know what omnipotent reader is, look it up online, or you can go to Webtoon. Just look up omnipotent reader. I'm pretty sure the same people who drew and worked on Solo Leveling have also drew this one, because like the art style to Solo Leveling is extremely similar, like really similar. I'm pretty sure the same people made this. But, like, yeah, it's a really good manhwa. You should read it if you're looking for something. Well, it's relatively new, so, like, there are only, like, 24 chapters. But me, I'm reading the web novel, so, yeah, nerds. Anyway, yeah. The ability, basically, it's what it sounds like, reader. So, the abilities range from reading people's minds after gaining understanding of them, and then there's the freaking I'm pretty sure first person. There's a lot of stuff, so yeah, play my intro. Story, it's a big story. Midoriya's past is something that we'll get into later, but for now, this story, like every story, has a beginning. Or we're not gonna really start at the beginning. I was trying to sound really whatever. But this story starts off here. Now, we start this, what if off with Deku sitting in his classroom, just chilling, basically. He is just, vibing. He's looking at his phone, seeing if another book or one of basically his favorite novel writer or his favorite author is going to drop another book, basically. Now, the teacher starts talking about people wanting to go to UA, and basically he'll be saying, he'll do the whole thing. A lot of people want to go to UA, or go to UA, yada, yada, yada. And then you get to Midoriya, and he's like, oh, Midoriya, yours is still blank. And Midoriya is just like, oh, I must just forgot to do it. The teacher's like, alright, well, you have around a week or two to get this in, or you won't be accepted into the school of your choice. And Midoriya's like, alright. And Baku's just like, basically just angry with him. Now, Deku, the name of his quirk in this, it is known as, or Deku likes to call it, reader, or, reader's viewpoint. Or viewpoint, whatever. We'll call it viewpoint. Yeah, that's the name of it. Now, yeah. Anyway, basically after class, Deku's just, staring at his notebook. He was working on a story, one that he written himself, basically about a quirkless boy who is basically, I don't want to say given the power of the strongest hero, but we'll say that, yeah. A quirkless boy who was given the power of one of the world's strongest heroes. Basically, Baku walks up like a douchebag, grabs it, blows it up, and he throws it out the window. Now, Deku is just like, alrighty then. As he already knows that some shit is about to go down. So he'll activate his quirk, Viewpoint. And as soon as he activates it, and since Deku, he does have a huge understanding of Bakugo, because, they've known each other since they were kids. Yeah, he can use, the second stage of his quirk, which is, I'm pretty sure it's called second person. Hold on, let me look at that up. Nah, it's still the same ability, it's just, like, stage 2. Yeah, anyway, basically, he can read the thoughts of Bakugo. That's literally, yeah, he can read the thoughts of Bakugo. Yeah, it's read the specific thoughts of, a target. But, yeah, anyways, Basically, Deku's just reading Bakugo's thoughts. And Bakugo's like, who the hell does this guy think he is? He must think he's better than me. Huh, I'll show him. And basically, Deku, he will see something in front of him. It's a little white box that's saying, right, or right hook, basically. And Deku just leans back in his chair a little bit, nonchalantly, as Bakugo's fist, it goes flying past Deku. Now, basically, Bakugo's just starting to get even more triggered, and he's like, Deku, you must think that you're so much more better than me, huh? And Deku's just like, nah, you're much more, you're way better than me, Bakugo. I would never think that I could ever be better than you, basically. Yeah, it's just Deku trying to get out of the situation, because he's not a fighter, he's a lover, basically. He don't like to throw hands, but if he has to, he'll throw them hands. Anyway, back to the story. Anyway, like I was saying, I just realized that I'm being energetic. I'm just excited to do this, and I'm trying to rush, because for one, my phone is dying, and I'm literally carrying around my charger, and two, I have to post this before I go to bed, so I could at least get a video out. But anyway, sorry for wasting more time. Anyway, like I was saying, basically, Deku's just, telling Bakugo that he's not better than him, and he doesn't understand why he thinks he's better than him. And Deku's just, you must still be mad about that thing that happened when we were kids, when I saved you from falling off that log. Seriously, how can you still be mad about that? And Deku's like, how can you be mad about that at all? I practically saved you. You could have been really hurt that day. Like I said, Deku's ability, Reader's Viewpoint, or his quirk, basically, Reader's Viewpoint, it allows him to gain a huge understanding of people. And he understands Bakugo a lot, because he grew up with him, again. And basically, Bakugo's just foaming from the mouth. He's like, oh, let's take this outside then, Deku. And Deku's like, alright, let's go. Lead the way. And Bakugo starts to walk, towards the door. And when he looks back, he sees that Deku is basically, he's scaling down the building. Actually, we'll say that he jumped out the window and landed in the pond that was below. We'll say that it's a little bit shallow. Not shallow, but a little, it can cushion his fall, basically. Now, Deku steps out of the pond, super wet, and he starts to dip, because he's not trying to throw hands with Bakugo. Now, Bakugo's like, Deku, you little coward, as he jumps out the window and starts to propel himself towards Deku, which is a new trick that he's been working on, although he doesn't have it all down. Now, as soon as he hits the ground, he starts to charge for Deku, who already took off. Now, we would skip off to Deku, who is just walking. It's a short time skip. Deku's basically walking under a bridge, holding his novel. And he's like, that's so fucked up. I don't understand why he has to be such a douche, basically. Now, while Deku is, he's continuing to walk under, then, hold on. Oh, by the way, I have to change a little bit on how this quirk works. Reader's Viewpoint is like only one ability of all of the abilities in this guy has. There's an ability called Bookmark. I had to shut up. But yeah, anyway, basically, yeah. Now, how this ability works is in the, like I said, he read the book, the event before it even happened, so he knew literally everything. And his ability allowed him to read a character. In this universe, Deku, that doesn't happen with him. So literally everyone around him is a living person, meaning that if he had this ability, that he really wouldn't be able to do absolutely jack shit with it. So, yeah. I had to change it up a little bit. So Deku has to first observe them with his stage 1 Reader's Viewpoint, and then he can move on to the other stages after gaining a deeper understanding. Now that I'm done explaining how that works, we can continue on with the what if. Now, so, basically, Deku, he would start to dry off, pat himself off, getting some of the twigs and, leaves that he had on him off of him. And that's when something comes out of the storm drain. Now, this thing would launch at Deku, and Deku's body, which, actually, I'm going to say that his quirk wasn't really activated. Not at this point in time. Like, he has to have it activated. It's not something that's on all the time. So, the sludge villain grabs Deku, and Deku's basically being strangled. Yeah. Although he's not really worried about it. So, basically All Might appears, Texas a Smasher! And he saves Deku. Now, yeah, I just had to skip through that part, because it wasn't really important. And basically, All Might, after knocking Deku unconscious with that punch, he'd be slapping Deku until he woke up. Where Deku woke up, and All Might would have given Deku his notebook, which had an autograph in it. And Deku's like, huh. I mean, I guess that's neat. I really wasn't going to ask him for an autograph, but I'm not going to tell him that. I don't want to hurt his pride too much now. As All Might's basically like, well, see ya, young man, before he asks him a question. He's like, yo, but what's your quirk? Fuck. Scratch that. All Might doesn't ask for his quirk, he'll just jump off. So, Deku will just continue on with his day. And he'll be walking to the mall. To his favorite music shop, basically. Or his music shop, I don't know. Yeah, in the mall. So, once he gets there, him and one other person are there. Including, there's one other, so there's 3 people there. The shopkeeper, then there's some random female, some random chick. And he's just basically picking out music. Now, Deku's not really into any, like, he doesn't have a favorite genre. He'll just listen to anything. So, he's just picking through it. Now, the chick would go near him. I'm gonna just, not chick, huh? The girl? Let's say girl, yeah. The girl would go near him, and she would grab some rock music that Deku was standing near. Now, Deku would pick out, a CD, and she's like, nah, you shouldn't grab that one. That one's pretty bad. And Deku's like, oh, what's it about, basically, the music? And yada yada yada, I don't know anything about music, so skip. After, Jiro explained bad things, Deku put it back, and he's like, do you have any type of, do you have, basically any music recommendations? And Jiro will basically, she's like, I don't know what type of music you're in, but if you're looking for something new, she would grab some music, rock music, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's called rock music. She'll grab something similar to what she had, she'll hand it to him. She basically tells him, try that out. And she'll disappear. Or not disappear, she'll basically pay for her stuff and she'll walk out. Deku will pay for it, and basically, he would walk out as well. Now, while exiting the mall, he hears an explosion. Not really an explosion, per se. The only reason the explosion happened was because of Bakugo's quirk, but he hears a lot of yelling. So, there isn't really any fire or anything, but there's a crowd of people, circling around the sludge villain, almost. Not circling around him, but, there are people nosy. They're being nosy, basically. Now, Deku, he would get nosy as well, and he would start to walk over towards this commotion, because the plot demands it. Now, once he gets there, basically he'll recognize that as a girl that recommended him this music. And he's like, it's not my problem. The heroes will do something. And basically Deku realizes there are no heroes here. There are no heroes on patrol in this mall. And basically she's just going to get strangled or whatever that thing was. Oh yeah. He's like, oh, trying to steal her body basically. Because, yeah. He remembered that thing talking about stealing his body. Deku's like, whatever. It's not really his problem. He doesn't have to do anything about it. He's only going to get himself into more trouble if he did. But then, there's the plot, and with every good story, Deku is thinking about this. With every good story, And then he just turns around and rushes in. Now, Deku would activate his reader's viewpoint, or his viewpoint. Basically, stage 1. Now, his eyes, there's nothing really different about it, but anyway, he would be able to start to read the Sledge Villain's movements. Now, while the Sledge Villain is... Oh, well, I hate myself. Anyway, while the Sledge Villain is basically screaming and basically just screaming, Deku is gaining understanding of him from one of the things he's saying. That, I didn't know that he was here, All Might, oh no. And Deku's just understanding that this dude is annoying. Practically just gaining an understanding of him, no matter how much Deku dislikes this dude. But, yeah. Deku continues to buy time for the heroes. So, while the Sledge Villain is throwing his tendrils at Deku, Deku's, left leg, he would jump upwards. Right arm, he'll move his arm out of the way. Duck, basically his head, he'll start to duck. And, basically, Deku's just ultra instinct on this Sledge Villain. Now, after a while, some heroes would start to arrive, and while this was happening, like I said, the Sledge Villain had to loosen his grip on Jiro because he was sending out so many tendrils to try to kill Deku. Deku, the only way that he did damage to the Sledge Villain was if he picked up random debris, like rebels? Fuck. Basically little tiny rocks that were created when the Sledge Villain threw tendrils at the ground. So, yeah, he was just throwing stuff at its eyes. So, yeah, that's how Jiro survived that incident. Not Jiro. Gosh, I suck at this. I have to get better. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, once heroes like freaking, Deathclaw or Death Crusher? Forgot his name. But once heroes like them started to arrive, Kamari Woods, and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure they would have a much easier time, because I'm pretty sure it was just a fire and, the crowd of people, which there's still a crowd of people, but there are no fires and there is no explosions. So, yeah. Now, basically they'll start to push in, and All Might, after realizing that he dropped the bottle, he wouldn't even know where he dropped them. So, yeah. All Might would basically just be backtracking until he, reached the mall and he heard about all the commotion and stuff. So All Might would rush in there, and he'll be running up the escalator. This is Skinny Might, or as I call him, Crack Might, but this is the skinny All Might. Or Small Might, that's what they call him. Now, after he got up there, basically, Deku, this is where he's starting to retreat. So he's starting to jump back into the crowd of people. And the heroes like Kamari Woods are creating wood barriers and stuff. And All Might's huh. And I don't really know. I mean, the Sledge Villain is a quirk they can't really do any damage to him. Kamari Woods, I'm pretty sure he can trap him. Deathclaw, I'm pretty sure he has a super strength. I don't know if his name is Death Crusher. I forgot his name. But I'm pretty sure he has a super strength quirk. So he'll probably be able to grab Jiro, tank some damage and stuff. But, yeah. Anyway, All Might grows some balls, because I need him to. All Might grows some balls, because I need him to. And he'll start to buff up, as he rushes in with the Detroiter Smasher. And he uppercuts the Sledge Villain into oblivion. As, he destroys completely, literally, once he pushes the uppercut, basically, he sent a shockwave upwards, which basically shattered the glass, which is another problem. So we're going to say that never happened, because I'm sorry. This is, my first what if in, 3 weeks. Anyway, basically, he shot an uppercut, and because the plot demands it, the glass is blown outside of the window, or outside of the building. So, if you're hearing words like, the plot demands it, I can do that because Deku has the ability of a reader. So, yeah, the plot demands it. So, basically, All Might, he grabs Jiro, and yeah. Now, Deku, he'll start to walk off, and he'll just disappear. Now, during that battle, Deku has gained a deeper understanding of himself. I mean, he didn't really care about saving. I mean, he did, because, yeah, he didn't want her to die, and there were literally no one that could save her. He didn't think anyone was going to rush out anytime soon. But Deku, the deeper understanding was the thrill of fighting someone. I mean, before, when he was fighting Bakugo, I mean, he didn't have this same rush, the same drive. So, he's just like, huh, that's new. But that'll be where I'm leaving this video off, because my phone is literally dying, and, yeah. Sorry if this part was really bad. Like I said, this is my first What If in 3 weeks, and I just need some time to get back into the flow of things. But the like goal for this video, there really isn't a like goal, but if you can get this video to like 100 likes, that would be awesome. I'll probably not be able to post anything else tonight, because it's late, and my phone was literally dead. So, thank you for watching. Sweet Entertainment out.